Hey, it's your girl Veda Loca, and I'm on Jigga what? Jigga who? You don't know about Jay-Z? Well, fuck you. No, I'm on Jigga Set Radio. Damn. Shit.
What you see now on the internet? Nah, I was listening to Jigga Set. Oh, I be listening to every show, keeping me all in the know on Jigga Set Radio. What you see now on the internet? Nah, I was listening to Jigga Set. Oh, I be listening to every show, keeping me all in the know on Jigga Set Radio.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another great episode of Jigga Set Radio. We here with somebody real special. She a celebrity, y'all.
Did you call me a jigger?
I called you a jigger earlier.
Okay, yeah,
but that was cut out. Yes, we got another jigger on the show, y'all.
I'm a jigger, you a jigger.
We a jigger.
We're like to be a jigger too. Be a jigger. Watch Jigga Set Radio.
We still in that clip too. Let's see. Just keep going. We are introducing Miss Veda to the show, y'all. Y'all make some noise for her.
Hey.
She's here with us.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, and we had to get her on the show because she's she's part of the whole Dallas armada of people that are influential and inspiring and things of that nature. I think so. I don't know. I mean, we can ask the people later what they think, but that's what I think.
Who cares what they think?
Who cares what they think?
Yeah, right? Who cares? Who gives a jigger?
Real talk.
You can cuss.
Oh yeah, we didn't go through that disclaimer.
Oh yeah, I pretty much felt like I could.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know, you can.
I don't do podcasts where I can't cuss.
Okay, well,
No, I'm just playing.
That's boring.
I do. Jesus cussed. Yeah. I sound a lot more than that.
Make you hard.
My God talks to me like my God be like, bitch. Like, for real. Like, when I be like, my God be like, bitch. Bitch. Like, I was talking to RJ earlier, and I said, I want to do ayahuasca, right? Because I feel like my God is waiting to tell me something. And he's like, bitch, hurry up. And that's what I feel like. My God's like, bitch, hurry up. Come do this ayahuasca so we can talk, bitch. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
It's all good.
No, I'm here for it. So we got you on the show, and so I'm gonna ask you, tell the word about yourself. Who is Miss Veda? And if you want to drop government names and things like that, that's fine. Or you want to still?
For what?
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Well, Veda is my government name.
Okay,
that's my name.
Well, so I was
Veda Loca.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's the radio name, and it kind of like probably sounds like I made like, oh, I'm gonna be Veda Loca, but I'm actually Veda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Veda.
I wasn't sure if that was a personality or if that was like government.
That's government.
Okay. Well, tell
My
us.
My club name is Simone.
Why Simone?
I don't know. I just like got it a long time ago. I was like, I just like Simone. I like saying it. So if I'm in the club, this is before like the Veda Loca person, the radio personality, but when I would be out and I talk to a dude that I really don't know if I like yet, so I would be Simone.
Would Simone be attached to a Google Voice number? No.
So this is before Google Voice number.
Oh, okay.
I'm that old. This is like, so I used to work at a hair salon, right? I did hair for like 12 years.
Okay.
And I would give Simone in the club, and then I would give the number to the salon as my number, Because you can't be like, I remember one time in Philly, I saw a woman, and this is not funny, but I saw a woman get shot because she didn't want to take a man's, whatever. He was trying to holler at her, and she was like, Yeah, she didn't want to take his I don't know. I'm getting older. I don't know what all the words are anymore. But she didn't want his advances.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So she didn't want to take his advances, and he shot her. So I'm like nice to everybody.
Wait, he shot her because
Yeah, rejected.
He got rejected, and he shot her. Men's egos are big.
Oh, God.
Bigger than their
It's pretty
penises.
big, but I'm not finna show you.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, for real, for women out here, it's scary. So it's like, I would give a number that could be, accessible, but not to me, but to me, kind of, know. So, and then it was so funny because they'd be the people that answer the phone at the salon, they'd be like, is there a Simone here? And some days I will forget that I was Simone, and I'm like, I don't see no Simone. And I'm like, oh shit, that's me.
That's you.
Yeah. But I don't do that anymore because people kind of sort of know. But like if I go to Delaware, no one's gonna know me like that. I could be Simone in Delaware.
But you know what's crazy, and I noticed this when we go out and we're shopping together, right? I noticed that you don't say much because you have a very distinctive voice.
Oh no, I don't. You know what's weird is I do not think about that when I'm talking because it's weird. Like I'll be in Walmart and I'll laugh and somebody be like, I know that laugh. And I'll be like, you know my laugh? Like, for real?
It's literally like I can recount many a times when we were scheduled to meet up and we'd be at Walmart, for instance, right?
Can I say why we're at Walmart?
No.
Okay.
And so literally, I would.
But can we go back though?
Yeah.
Okay. No. Can we go back to Walmart?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Bruh.
Not the inside joke.
Something going on, child.
You know it.
It's grown folks talk.
And this is the Girl Folks
I ain't had a
Radio.
steak since then.
So you would always ask me, well, why you didn't call me? Well, I sent you a text. Why you know where I was? Because I heard you talking.
Oh, in Walmart. Yeah. You was looking, because I'm on the phone talking and you're walking through there.
Literally walking
Oh, she's
through.
over there. That's crazy.
She's right there.
That's funny. No, I never think about that. I probably suffer from imposter syndrome. I think I do. So, and it's not even, I'm not even as big as where I know God want me to be right now, but I still suffer from imposter syndrome. I call it like, I want to be more so of the person listening to me than the person being listened to. Like I always want to be like over there with the people instead of over there with the people that they're watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we never even got to it because we got there was a Walmart joke that was inserted, but like I was like, well, where are you from?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, my dad was in the military. So it depends on who I'm talking to.
Is that called a military brat?
It's called a military angel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of cleaning it up.
I cleaned it out like this. I didn't want to be a brat. I want to be an angel. But my dad, he was in the Air Force for 23 years. So I went to like 4 different high schools.
Oh, wow.
Lived in a lot of places. Arkansas, New Mexico, South Carolina, England.
Oh, wow.
Alconbury, England, and then D.C., and now Texas.
Okay.
Oh, and I graduated in Missouri.
Oh, come on now.
Like Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, okay, Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, so you was on that side. Of the state.
I was on a fucking farm.
It was a fucking farm?
I wish. No, I wish they was fucking. No, it was a fucking farm. Fucking farm. Like, swear to God, my first day.
Like,
so
where does Valley Girl come from?
Wait a minute.
She told us about the code switch earlier.
I told you it comes and goes. Like, wait, if 2 more of these and I'm from Jamaica. What's a guan? Wagwan. No, but my senior year, I went to a new high school, right? Imagine your senior year. You're at a new school, new state, new everything. And it was all white people. And so when I got there for the first day, they had these big signs I'll never forget. Big, huge signs. And it said, join FFA. Join FFA. And it was like everywhere. Join FFA. And I'm like, what the fuck is FFA? But everybody, clearly is something big here because it's saying it on all the walls. And then come to find out, it's fucking future farmers of America. Why the fuck do I want to do that?
Farmers only.
Oh God! I was like, oh my God, where am I? I'm in the fucking middle of nowhere. We lived right across the street from Piggly Wiggly.
Really?
Yeah, Piggly Wiggly.
Wow.
Yeah. It was crazy. One road in, same road out, like one highway.
How was the Piggly Wiggly though?
I don't know.
Did the pig
I
wiggle?
didn't try it. I was scared of that place. I was scared of Piggly Wiggly.
So, since you were in, your dad was part of the military, or was in the military rather, and you've traveled to various regions of the country and the world. How does that shape you? Those type of experiences? How did that shape you?
I never meet a stranger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just always social.
Yeah, because you have to learn how to adapt.
Absolutely.
Like if you're moving every 3 years,
Absolutely.
You're either going to be an introvert or extrovert. You know, you're going to either not know how to or you're going to learn how to.
Yeah.
So I learned how to make friends easily. And so I would consider everybody's my friend.
Yeah.
Until they're not.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So I learned how to, I kind of wish that for my son to be able to be like, be able to just meet people. Because nowadays you see kids and they're all in their phones and they're just so different. They're not as sociable.
Yeah.
So, but for me growing up, like I had to go up to people and be like, "Hi,
Yeah.
my name is Slim Shady."
Or Simone if you're nasty.
Hey, Simone. I see you, bitch. It was a blessing for me because I meet people easily. But then on the other side of it, I don't have like that connection. Like I'll see like a friend of mine, they go out with people they went to high school and elementary with and like old friends that they're all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't have that connection. Yeah. I've never been to a high school reunion because I was at 4 fucking high schools. So yeah, so yeah, well I haven't been to any because because it's like you're there and you're gone. It's almost like you're a ghost. So I don't have no connection like that. Yeah. But I prefer what I did get than what I could have gotten.
Okay.
Just by not traveling.
Yeah, no, that sounds really dope because you were in a unique position. And everyone I've talked to that had like a parent that was in the military had a very similar experience. But like you said, it's either you're going to figure it out or you're going to remain in your shell. And a lot of them still remain in their shell and they're trying to figure out like, now we adulting, we #adulting, and we trying to figure out how to be social. And so that's a task in itself. But I'm glad you was able to figure out that secret Krabby Patty formula. So we still on here with Veda, y'all. She got so much life and energy, and I am loving this glow. I'm loving this glow because I know you had a long night before.
I know that's right.
I didn't say nothing. That could mean a lot of things.
I work. I be working.
Yeah, you be working.
I be out here in the streets.
That sounds so much.
That can be taken multiple.
People know.
You had a long night before.
Yeah,
I've been working.
Well,
as a radio personality, you got to be outside. Well, you want to be outside.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
As an entertainer.
As an entertainer. This is getting worse.
A lady of the,
I'm a lady. I'm a lady.
I thought he called me a lady of the evening. And
I didn't hear that part.
Of
the evening. That's a whore.
No.
Google that.
I was calling
Google
you.
that. Google on your phone. What's a lady of the evening? And you will get
what I was calling
a prostitute.
I understand what it means. Oh my God. This is... I quit.
No, but that's fine though.
Just. Oh God.
Psych.
Just kidding, guys.
I was a hoe though.
Okay.
Kind of still am a little bit.
Wait, why you?
According to my ex, yeah.
Oh yes.
He called me a whore. He did call me a whore. He said he was a whore.
So, We're not gonna touch that with a stick anymore, but so I've been following you. See,
touch it with a stick. What stick are we talking about? Because you can touch it. I wouldn't touch it.
So I've been, I believe it's Facebook. I've been following you on Facebook.
I don't be on Facebook.
So it's probably Instagram. So it's part of the meta community.
Well,
so.
I have my Facebook hooked up to my Instagram, so when I post on Instagram, it goes on Facebook.
That might be there.
But I don't go on Facebook, though.
Okay. So it might be connected.
Okay.
So I know that you've been, what it seems like on this journey as far as your weight loss.
Yes. I fluctuate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Black woman, you know, we yeah, woman. Black woman. But yeah, I have lost some weight.
So talk to us about that, because you said you fluctuate. So like when you fluctuate,
I love food. Yeah, I have an addictive personality. Yes, so whatever I like a lot of. So I fluctuate. I'm in love with food, you know? And I'm like, do I want to die skinny or happy? Both. But I don't want to be skinny though. I just want to be happy. That's what I want to be. So I hooked up with a friend of mine. Her name is Nurse Kelly. And okay, so let me tell you. So I've always fluctuated. So you probably saw my story with like ISO tea. That was great for me for the time that I was doing it, because it gave me not only, you know, it gave me a community. Yeah. Right. So I was in that for a community, because I had just I had just got transitioned from my job, my career. Okay, yeah. Right? So I was
in the heat of COVID.
Yeah. So I had my pandemic before everybody else did, because I was let go from my career of 21 years at the radio station. Yeah. So, you know, I was doing mornings, and they let me go January the 6th. And then March came, and everybody had the pandemic. So I was in my pandemic starting January the 6th. I was kind of happy y'all joined me. I wasn't happy about lives lost. Your lives lost, yeah. But I was happy. Yeah. I was like, oh, we all feel that shit now. Oh, we all struggling now, huh? We all over here now. We all home. Because I got put home on January the 6th. Yep. But the community that I found in that enabled me to not concentrate on the loss, but more of what I gained, what I was gaining out of the community of the tea, of the detox tea. So that really saved my life for a moment. Yeah. And then I lost weight. I was exercising, you know, it was a good feeling. And then the fucking radio asked me to come back. And then after that, I just let it go again.
We were like, oh, can you come back though? We miss you.
Well, you know, they called me because they saw my glowing on what you were seeing with me posting that community, you know, taking the pictures and being just happy for real. And they was like, damn, we need some of that over here again.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Because oftentimes when big corp, they understand that oftentimes you let gems go. Right. And so if you can go back and gather your bearings to get, you know, your pride and your inhibitions and all those things.
Gather my pride, yeah, because
I'm saying them,
their pride.
Them.
Yeah, well, you know, it was kind of weird.
So they can reach back out and be like, you know what, we fucked up.
I was the one that really had to grab my pride though, because, you know, when I don't like to call it fire, because I don't get fired. God does everything. They didn't do that. God did that. God had to sit me down for reasons, right? Yeah. That's why I want to do that ayahuasca, so I could really talk to God. Bitch!
I've been waiting on you to get out here too.
The fuck? God? The fuck? I talk to my God like that. I don't give a fuck. But I don't care what anyone says, how I talk to God. But when they asked me to come back, it was just for weekends, right? It was just for Friday and Saturday. Okay. But before I left, I was the morning show host. I was the quarterback. Yeah. And they asked me to come back as the punter. You know? And I love that analogy. I had to really set my ego aside. Yeah. And say, well, this is something God's doing. So I'm just going to be obedient and go with it. And, you know, there are people telling me, don't do that shit, girl. You was the shit. How they going to get you on weekends? That's bullshit. And I was like, that's why you don't listen to everybody. You know, everybody doesn't understand.
The noise is definitely the noise.
Yeah, and people make decisions out of their fear and their circumstances, like
and ignorance.
And not so much. You know, they don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they don't even. Yeah, they don't know. So, because I was like, I was, you know, I'll say it. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and put my penis on the coffee table.
I've never heard of that. That's not anything that we do. I just want to keep
the coffee table. Where's the window?
Kind of like a magazine.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, I'm gonna show it.
Showcase it.
Yeah, because it's huge.
I can analogy. You know what? I'm going to go home and try it, okay?
Okay, do it. You can do it now. But I...
He almost got on the floor. That's what I was talking about earlier.
But I only say that to say that during my, you know, stint at 97.9 The Beat, the city loved me. And I was 97.9 The Beat. Like, I was 97.9 The Beat. When before Ricky got here, I was 97.9 The Beat. People gravitated to me and they came to 97.9 because of me. You know, I made people laugh. I did afternoons for almost 10 years. And so people really love me. And I was huge on 97.9 The Beat. Very big, very big. So to get let go at the top of the career. And not only that, like, because I was also on CW 33. We were the first ever morning show to be on morning like, not news, but we took the morning news spot on CW 33.
So it's kind of sort of like The View for that.
Like, you know how you see the Breakfast Club, you know, on BET and Revolt. They film, they record it, they edit it, and then they run it back. Right. We were live. We were live. That's the difference. So for 2 hours, we were on the CW 33 from 6 to 8 every morning, and we were the first morning show to do such ever. Ever.
Like,
ever.
In the Guinness Book of World.
We were the first morning show to ever be live on television simultaneously as we are on the radio. And that was a lot of pressure. So here we are where I have and these are all things I ask God for, by the way. These are all things that I ask out my mouth to God, not just write it down. I verbally would say, I want these things. I would say I wanted a late night television show, because people always ask you, what do you want to do? What are your goals? And so I always say, I want to be on satellite radio. I want a morning show, and I want a late night television show. So God gave me satellite radio. So I was on Shade 45 for about 5 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I did a thank you to Tony Neal for Core DJs. So he gave me a segment every Friday night on Shade 45. And I was on there for about 5 years doing my Hot Mess, Veda Loca's Hot Mess.
Nice.
And so there went satellite radio, and then came the morning show, and then came the morning television show. I asked for night, but God gave me mornings. And so here it is, these three things that I asked God for and worked towards and believed, most importantly, because you pray and then you put the work in.
Absolutely.
And I believed that I belonged there, though. That was the difference. Like, I really believed that I belonged in all these places. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I just believed that I belonged there. So here it is. I get all these things, and then it was crazy. It was like a domino effect. The satellite radio happened first, right? They were going in, and so everything was like produced, right? So they were like, well, we're going to go in another direction. We're going to bring people in during that time. So they didn't need my segment anymore. So that got cut first, the satellite radio.
Okay. Then
the CW 33 sold. So they they were brought out by a big Christian Republican conglomerate. And they pretty much knew, even though we had the highest rankings on that station, we were the most watched show on the CW33 in Dallas. When we were on there, we were the most watched show. The ratings were great. Yeah. But when this new Next Star, I think it's called Next Star, when they came in and they purchased the CW33 here, they revamped everything and they let us go. So first satellite, then CW, and then my morning show, January 6th. So everything went away. Yeah. And then they called me and they was like, hey, you want to work on Friday and Saturday? A weekend? You want to do weekends? And not even on the beat, on the old school R&B station that we don't really care about, but we care about. Yeah. But we don't really care about. But we care. But we don't care. We don't care. But we care. So, yeah. So here I am. I'm like, oh, my God. Okay, God. You got something for me. Yeah. So let me just go ahead and
see where it takes
me. Yeah. And so, yeah, here I am.
So that's a very incredible story because, and I don't know much about the realm as far as entertainment and media.
Nigga, you in media. I'm sorry, Jigga. I'm sorry, Jigga.
He's a baby.
Yeah. No. You're finding your way. Yeah, you are.
Give me my bottle. I'm good. But
you can suck in the city.
You got a lot of milk.
I still have juice in there.
You got juice in there?
I don't know. I'd be like
chocolate milk.
Sometimes I'd be like across the room. I'd be like,
bruh.
I still do that.
I believe you. So
I don't know why though. Why am I visible?
It's the mental for me.
I gotta get it out of it.
You a fool. So I forgot what I was gonna say. Gotcha, bitch.
I like it.
So, your story is inspiring. I also lost my job and my car in January that same year. First, I got into an accident with my Tesla. A drunk driver hit me.
Oh damn!
Destroyed it. It was total. Done. It took them 3 months to figure it out, but it was total. And then I lost my job with the telecommunications company.
That shall remain nameless.
On January 31st.
No, okay.
She a big girl. She birthed of all the girls. I got let go on the 31st of January, and so it's kind of funny. Like I've never thought about it like that. You were saying like, oh well, I guess y'all all part of the pandemic now because I didn't have a job. I didn't get any job at all, and it was my first time applying for unemployment. That was a whole new experience for me. I didn't even know how to do it, and that's embarrassing.
Me too. I had to do that.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you should look at it as being an embarrassment. It's just
a learning.
Never happened.
Yeah, and I just never thought I'd be in that position before, and so having to figure it out, I think that's and I think it goes back to you having that militant mindset from your childhood, just being able to, when you put in certain situations and then having that connection to God and however that translation looks like for you, having that, just being able to when you get thrown into the pool, figure out how to swim in this current that's in here, right? And so when you look at life now, before then and now, how do you attack a problem? When you are approached with something that needs to be fixed, Olivia Poped, how do you attack it now? Do you have that same mindset approaching the scenario now, or do you have a completely different mindset? Or is this the same? You just know how to tailor it better?
I drink and pretend like it's not there.
It's the bad for me.
No, it's how she, because I thought she was like, yes, I know I'm finna give you this very Oprah moment. No, I drink.
I'm pretending it's not there.
How's that work for you? How's that working out? You don't know.
Same way it works for everybody that does the same thing. Because we all do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm I'm still navigating responsibilities.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
It's a sincerity in you.
Yeah, no, she's for real.
I am.
Next question.
Next question. We actually reached the halfway point. We're going to take a break real quick. We're going to be back with Veda. We're going to come back in here asking some more questions and refill our drinks.
Speaking of halfway.
No, she less than halfway. She had a quarter of a tank.
So she made the arrival.
She's reached her destination.
The seatbelt sign is still on, y'all.
Do not move.
Keep your ass in that seat.
We'll be back, y'all.
I hate it. Wait.
We back, bitches.
We been back.
I mean,
we just went right into the conversation, and it wasn't common because this is what we've been having the whole time. We've been
Because we
cutting
were
up.
really talking about suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, suicidal thoughts. We're still here with Veda, y'all, and so like we were getting real deep. And she hit on a lot of points. She had a lot of moments of revelation. And what I was going to contribute to this conversation, talking about suicide, and then we also mentioned superheroes.
Right.
And myself, and I mentioned this on previous podcast episodes, that I lost my superhero, which was my dad. He's still living, child. But
damn. I had a whole memorial just that quick.
Yeah, I saw it. I said, let me bring her back.
Damn, bring me back.
No, child, no. He's still the Jigga's still here, but
that.
so because I'm a big superhero buff. Like I love everything. Anything and everything superheroes.
Is it Iron Man?
Iron Man, child. I got Iron Man on my chest.
My fucking God.
Iron Man on my chest.
I want to know how he lost your dad.
So you literally said how one as a child views their parents as their heroes, superhero, in a sense. I lost mine when the divorce happened. He stopped being my hero because things had matriculated. And the relationship that we had, we no longer had. Mm-hmm. And when it became more mentally and physically abusive, and that person, never meet your heroes.
To you or to your mom? Physically abusive to you or to your mom?
Me.
Your dad, okay.
Mm-hmm. And so there was collateral because he couldn't express himself, didn't know how to cope or deal with the things that were part of the divorce. Mm-hmm. So he took it out on the firstborn. Someone that was the man in the house, and he felt like he could express himself in a way where it was supposed to toughen me up or make me understand how women work and didn't work.
So can I ask you, just interject this real quick? So do you feel like that was his way, since he was not present, right? His way to give you a man heart lesson, real sit. Because I never asked you this, and I think I should have asked you this.
So during the divorce, he was present. He lived in the house.
How old were you?
I probably was 12, 13.
Okay.
He was present in the household. He lived in the household during the time. That was the first time I learned about restraining orders and domestic violence, and the police can remove you for 48 hours, I guess, and all that stuff. I didn't know anything about that. Of course, why would I need to know about that? I'm 12. And so, when that happened, it happened specifically when my sister had a dance at the Holiday Inn or something, and I guess they had an argument right before that, my mom and dad. And he was so frustrated, he went down to the Holiday Inn and embarrassed my sister and confronted my mom, and police got involved.
Your sister is
2 years younger than me. Yeah, she's the middle child. She's the middle child.
But she's okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, she's 2 years younger than me. And so confronted him at the Holiday Inn, and all hell broke loose, and I guess police came back with her and said, you need to leave the house for 48 hours and all that stuff. It was a lot going on. But right before that happened, he came into the room. He said, where's your mom? And I said, that's your wife. I did get a little smart. You
don't know where your wife at?
I said,
you don't know where your wife at?
I said, you don't know where your wife is at? I literally said that. And so he did put his hands on me in that moment. And that was when I lost my superhero.
Had your dad never spanked you, or was it just
that was my mom? That was different.
So that was the first time your dad ever
that
put
wasn't
hands
discipline.
on you?
See, that was
So it
different.
wasn't discipline.
That wasn't
Okay,
discipline.
okay, yeah.
That was anger.
But
So he treated you like you were a man, not a child.
Absolutely.
So to give you perspective
Absolutely.
on that.
Yes, he treated me as a man, not a child.
have you forgiven him?
Therapy is a motherfucker. Let me tell you. I had to write
Big
up.
on mental health over here.
Yeah, we're big on mental health over here. Yes, it's that happened a long time ago, and my father and I actually have we're figuring it out. Right, we talk now, but for years you couldn't tell me anything. It was hell for years. Ever since that moment, because I lost my super, I said I don't know what the point is having him in my life at this point, because he was supposed to be my protector. He was trying to destroy me in that moment. And so ever since that moment, like, we would fall out all the time over the littlest stuff because I just didn't trust him in my presence anymore. I didn't know what he was going to do around me, how he was going to react to certain situations.
You scared.
I was scared. And I wasn't a man yet.
Because I feel like now in this moment, or just seeing you talk about it, right? It's literally giving me, I see that 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm seeing it because literally see you fighting the back. You can see you fighting the back. But just know you're all right. You know, make it to this side of glory. It's great.
Yes. Yeah, with therapy, there was an exercise that we did. And it was like the astral projection. Like, remove yourself from your current situation, go back to that 12-year-old self. And talk to him.
Yeah, everything stems from our childhood.
Our childhood, right?
Yeah.
Especially being in this this community,
Black.
Black community, the Jiggas, the other Jiggas, the Jigga community, the Jigga Nation. No, we having.
You just changed your name like 3 times.
I know. No,
Jigga
but
Nation?
Jigga Nation, yeah. We'll
Sounds like
brand it. I think it's still
like
part of Jay-Z.
Or oil for your penis.
Yeah.
It sounds like an oil. Jigga Nation.
Yeah.
I quit.
It's oil for your penis.
Yeah, it's oil. It's a lube. Jigga Nation.
2 at a time.
Yeah, I during that exercise, my therapist told me to talk to my younger version of myself, and I literally broke down because it's like I saw myself like scared, and after he left and stormed out the room, I was like, I didn't know what happened. I just know that my protector just
Freaked out on you.
yeah, and like he choked me and just left me there. I was there. He went. That's when he left to go to the hotel.
So I'm thinking he hit you, but you're saying he choked you.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Like,
and I was trying to call for help.
Killed
And
you.
yeah, I go to the
So
hotel.
I'm thinking he hit you, but you're saying he choked you.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Like,
and I was trying to call for help.
Killed
And
you.
yeah, I was very, very scared. Very scared.
that's
And I did not know
scary.
how to
I'm
handle
glad you
that.
clarified that because I'm thinking like he just smacked you or punched you.
No,
pushed
he
you
definitely
real hard.
constricted me for sure. Hell yeah.
Wow.
And so then he just left and stormed out to the hotel. And so I was there by myself, and my mom rushed. She said, "You left him there? You did what?" And she rushed back with the police and everything. And she said, "Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm so sorry." Like she had nothing to apologize for. She didn't do anything wrong.
But she felt because he's that way because of her. And not because of her, because of him.
Right.
For real, because of who he is.
Right.
But one thing I learned about just being a parent, we only know what we're taught, and it is so crazy because my son, he's 17, right? And you talk about therapy. So my son sees a therapist.
Nice.
He don't want to, but I make him.
Yeah.
For one, because he doesn't have a father in his life. And so I know that there's trauma in not having a father.
Right.
So I had my father was amazing, right? With his human flaws, because we all have them, but my father is still amazing. So I said, well, you know what? My son don't really want to talk about, that guy.
Yeah.
But I don't badmouth him. I don't say anything negative.
Yeah.
Even though my son was a product of rape.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was rape. So we don't have contact with that person.
Of course.
So I know my son got trauma.
Yeah.
You know? So he go to a therapist. He's on his third.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
third therapist.
It's
you know, still trying to find him out.
Yeah, I'm trying to like the first two were women, right? And I loved them. They were awesome,
but they're
right?
not
but
relatable.
I didn't see him connecting the way that I felt like he needed to connect.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, look, I know, you know, and you know, everybody has their way of therapy and their way of getting with the patient and whatnot. But I was like, he need a man. He need a man that can, because I'm not a man and I can't tell you how to be a man and I can't talk to you man shit, you know? So, and it's about that man, right? Because my son knows. I told my son when he was 16, I finally told him that it was a rape situation. So now he know. So now he got all this stuff. I didn't tell him until he was in therapy. Because I was like, I'm not going to tell him this until
he has the tools to be able to.
Yeah, he has to have tools. So I need to tell him once he's in therapy, then I'm telling him, you know, what's going on and whatnot. So needless to say, I'm saying this because our parents only knew what their parents taught them.
Exactly.
And 9 times out of 10, our parents, our grandparents were so close to slavery. Mm-hmm. They were very close. Mm-hmm. Damn near foot in the water to slavery.
Yeah.
In the field, picking cotton. Mm-hmm. You couldn't vote. You know, they were there. Their parents were there. So our parents only know what they've been taught.
Yeah.
And then they take what they've been taught or not taught and they put it upon us.
Right, they apply it to.
Yeah, they apply it to their children. Their children, you know, and we are the cycle breakers.
Yeah. Well, at least we aspire to be once we see the signs.
We are. Yeah. We are the generational curse breakers. Mm-hmm. We are the ones. We're the therapy speakers. We're the mental health advocates. We are the take care of yourself phenomenon. Yeah. We are. Yeah. You know, our parents aren't, but we are. We are. And so I say that to say grace has got to be given. Absolutely. It's got to be given.
Yeah, that's what my therapist said. He said that we need to work through that emotion so we can find, like, get you to the point to where you can have a conversation about it and be okay having a conversation about it. And he said, write a letter to him. Mm-hmm. He said, if you don't want to talk to him right now, write a letter to him. What would you say? How could he have done something different? And you tell him.
And I would say, write that letter as that young boy.
And I did.
Write that letter as that kid, that kid that got choked by his daddy. Write that letter, but in a graceful form, not in an angry, but in a, I'm going to let you know how I felt, but I'm going to give you grace because that's who you were at the time. That's who you were. That's the only person you knew to be at that time.
Yeah, he's come a long way because he had to go into therapy too. And after you got through the divorce, because that divorce lasted like 6 years, Sean.
Baby, my mom and dad got divorced. That shit was crazy. You hear me? That shit was crazy. Yeah. There was guns drawn in my mom and dad's divorce.
Oh my God.
Hello. And it's serious? So crazy because it happened to me in middle school as well, like 13 years old. Yeah. But the thing about it was, sorry, Mom, but she cheated on my daddy, right? But here's the thing.
I think mine did too. I think that's
your
how
mama cheated on your daddy. I like it too. I like when women cheat.
Sorry, don't do your mama like that.
What?
I think that's how it happened.
What? I think so. So here's what I knew. Here's what I knew. My daddy was present, but he wasn't present, right? So I remember my dad when my mom and dad divorced. I got closer to my dad because all the years that they were together, he would come home, and, we play Pac-Man, we do certain things. But I never, baby, my daddy, it's so crazy. I have the best daddy in the world. When he would come home and play Pac-Man on lunch so he could beat me after work. So he would get, Atari, bitch. Atari. But so me and my dad, we have a relationship, but I never saw my mom and my dad anything special.
Like together?
Yeah,
or like
me
there's
and
the spark?
my dad had these special things going on.
Yeah.
But I never saw the special things with my mom and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw my mom and my dad kissing and hugging or doing things like that. I never saw it. So it wasn't. So when they got divorced, my dad was even more present in my life. We started going to WWE, Von Erichs, Iceman.
Wait,
we
Von
started
Erichs,
went back
literally.
to Andre the Giant. Hello, that's how old I am. So my dad started taking me out and doing all these things with me when they got divorced.
So your dad was dating you?
Well, I wouldn't say dating me.
No.
But I would say that, yeah. Because he came in. He went in with me. He was like, okay, I'm going in with my daughter. I'm going to spend this time with her because we weren't in the same home anymore. And it was crazy and weird. But when they were divorced, that's when I finally saw that they didn't live as a unit.
Right.
They were separate in the same home. They were separate, and they just moved accordingly. They were separate in the same home.
So do you think that they did that for the children, and then the other part of it is cohabitate? It sounds like they were.
You know what? I think that my mom was just there, and she didn't know what was going on. You know, and then when she finally figured there was something else different, she did different.
So she just floated on life.
Yeah. I think that my mom was just going with the flow, and then when she realized, like, yo, this is not flowy for me, I'm gonna go and flow what I need to flow.
Right.
So you feel like that's when she had a breath.
An affair.
Let's call it spade a spade.
It's called spade a spade.
And a breath.
I'm sorry, little mama. I had no dealing with it.
So my question is, and I don't know if you actually thought about it all the way in this entirety, in a sense, when you said your dad spent more time with you and all those things, do you feel like that was one of the pros to the divorce?
Yes. I got to know who my dad was more so.
Okay.
When the divorce was.
Do you feel like, because you said that you guys were always traveling, so you guys were always like nomadic and you're just moving around all the time. So did the divorce cause you guys to become this just present and anchored for a second?
Well, what happened was my dad retired after the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
He retired.
So he had more time, is that?
Huh?
So he had more time?
Well, I would say...
Or he made more time?
No. Because my dad, he went in the military early. My dad got drafted. My dad was actually drafted.
Like at 17 drafted?
Yes.
18?
My dad had my dad was a football and track star in Philly. In Philadelphia is where I raised. I'm trying to get that Will Smith song. I can't get it. Bel Air.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not the reboot.
So my dad got a full ride scholarship, right? Okay. And then he wasn't able to take advantage of it because he got drafted into the military. Damn. So he got drafted very young. So he did 23 years and he retired at the top of his command. And then when he retired, he went to go work again for the military, but in a civil service manner. So he worked for the Navy, doing the same thing that he did for the Air Force. Oh, wow. And then he retired from the Navy. Wow. So my dad retired twice.
From 2 different branches
of the service.
Wow.
Of service. Pension. He has 2 pensions.
Ooh.
My dad has 2.
So he get 2 of them.
Well, he really got 1.5 because my mama get half of that first one.
Thank you.
Hello.
Look, as you know, because my children's mother, she's part of the Navy. She's retired now at this particular time.
You getting some pictures?
I do.
Oh, you a whole housewife.
It's great.
But yeah, my mom gets half of his pension for the Air Force. But then he gets the whole pension from the Navy because he worked for the Navy. And then he went to work private industry after he retired from the Navy. My dad, I watch my dad. My dad is clearly, he is my hero. I mean, my brother hit a little different. for me. But I am my dad. Like my dad was out there. But there are times like when that divorce was new and fresh. Whoa, I saw different things about my dad that I did not know.
Is that a good or bad thing?
Right now it's just what needed to happen. I wouldn't call it good or bad. I would just call what needed to happen.
Adult Veda talking? Or
This is the adult. This is the adult Veda, seeing how my dad was hurting.
Perspective.
And seeing how my dad was hurting, and I forgive him for things that happened.
So what did that look like then, though?
Scary. Scary. Very scary.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Very scary.
Right. And I agree with that because I'm a product of divorce. My parents' divorce happened later in life. As it's relative to me, because I was literally a sophomore in high school. And at that point, I had to become the man of the house, as you spoke to earlier. And it was like, the abuse that you spoke about is abuse that I was literally dealing with, and I had to have come to terms with also. So, what I'm saying is like literally, you have to know where to pinpoint where the adult is in the realization of the fact of this is what I experienced, right? So, is this the adult speaking, or is this?
No, it's definitely the adult speaking. Yeah, it's definitely because when it's in the child speaking, it's not resolved yet.
Right.
It's I'm still going through it, but I'm not. I forgive, and it wasn't that much to forgive, but I felt for my father. I felt his pain because he only did what he knew how to do.
So, can I pose a question to both of you all? Is there ever any resolve though? Right, because there can be a situation where it triggers a childhood memory.
Oh, absolutely. I get those all the time.
So is there ever
we're always triggered.
Resolve? Is there ever a true resolve?
So, if you, I can honestly say that you can't change what happened, right?
Right.
It's how you react to it.
Right.
And hashtag adulting.
Right.
And with the various tools, and that's why I always say in every podcast that centers itself around mental health, having a therapist or having someone as that anchor to talk to, the confidant, is important for us. Because I bottled that shit up and it matriculated and spread like a cancer to every other element of my life. Dating was a big one because I had trust issues now. I don't trust someone that I'm supposed to be connected to because I was like that with my father.
Right.
And that got broken. And that's like, okay, well, is everyone in my life going to break my trust? And then now I look at my mother differently, right? And so it's like, okay, yeah, I know that I'm going to protect my mother. Like your brother was saying, I'm going to protect my mother. That's real. I'm going to protect my mother. But at the same time, like knowing when I got older, understanding why certain things happened and what could have been done differently to prevent those things from happening.
But they were supposed to happen.
They were supposed to happen. The way they happen is the way they happen. Again, it's how we react to it now.
Life is 10% of what happens and 90% how I react to it.
The attitude poem. Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
And it's real.
It's real shit.
It's real.
It's one of my favorite poems.
It's real.
Real shit.
Real. Because life will life. Like, I don't care how much positive energy you put in the world, you will receive some bullshit.
Absolutely.
It's going to come. But
how are you going to react to it?
How you react to it. That's even with cancer.
Yep.
Like, oh my God.
The people that actually
breaks my heart. My brother, I think my brother died because he didn't believe. He could have lived. He could have lived. He could still be here.
Yeah.
If he had just believed.
Yeah.
And if he would have fought different.
Yeah.
But it was his mental that killed him.
Do you think
first.
The things that happened in the past kind of like affected the way he was fighting his cancer during that moment?
Yeah, it's who he was. My brother is just who my brother was.
Yeah.
He wasn't raised on mental health. He wasn't raised on, the aspect of we manifest.
Yeah.
you manifest, you believe, and it becomes.
Yep.
And that's period. That's period.
On period.
That's real.
Real
you
shit.
believe and it becomes. The universe has no other option but to give you what you ask for.
Exactly.
But you can't just ask and not believe.
Put in, yeah.
You got to
Exactly.
believe. It's your energy. We are energy. I believe we're energies. We're not bodies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're not bodies.
It's
We're
just vessels.
energy.
Yeah.
We're souls. We're spirits.
Yeah.
And when that spirit connects and gets in alignment with what it wants, the universe has no choice but to give it to you.
Exactly.
No choice. So when you believe hard enough, you get exactly what you want.
Right.
And not on your own time. You get it when it's time. You get it because, a lot of people are like, but I believe, so I believe I'm going to get it tomorrow. Bitch, you don't believe then.
Right.
Because that's not belief.
Yeah.
That's just expectation.
Expectations.
And it's not about what we expect. It's about what God got for us.
Exactly.
On God's time.
Exactly.
It's God's time.
It's on God's time.
It's God's time.
God's time.
God's time.
All the time.
God's time.
I'm so glad you brought up that the 10% and 90%. Because that's like I learned that poem in 8th grade by Charles Swindoll. It's called Attitude. Are you familiar with the poem?
Nope.
Okay, so the longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude in life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It's more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than success, than what other people think or say to do. It's more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, even a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is change the attitude we will embrace for that day. And this is where your part comes in. I am convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitude. Charles Swindoll wrote that poem.
Jigga, you knew that like the Star Spangled Banner.
So-
this nigga report, you knew that like the Pledge of Allegiance. You knew that like the Pledge of Allegiance. Like, whoa.
So my social
Send that to me. Because
I will.
I want to give that to my son.
Oh, absolutely.
I want my son to know that.
Absolutely.
I want him to see that and read that.
I got you.
I did not know that was a poem. I knew. How do I know about that? Because I Google search inspirational quotes. I do it daily.
That's one of mine because I have
Google search it. I Google search inspirational quotes all the time. And that's one of the ones that I know to be true.
Yeah. Yeah. So my social studies teacher made me learn that. He's a Black teacher. Shout out to Mr. Henderson. Mr. Henderson. From Maria Yates.
I know that's right. What he doing right now? I'm gonna give him some pussy.
I think he got a wife.
I'm sorry. He's a good teacher.
He's a good teacher. No, so it was that. He made me memorize that in the preamble, like the We the People, the whole thing. But yeah, that was like one of the things I absolutely took away from that moment. And during that moment, when I memorized it, because we had to do it for a grade, as a child, I didn't understand. I did not understand that poem. I just did it for a grade.
Of course not, yeah.
He said he was gonna fail me, so I said, I'm in danger. So I said, I'm gonna memorize this motherfucker. But when I got older, I said, oh, hold on now.
Man.
I got this thing. It's a worm. Literally, I cannot forget this thing.
Hold up.
Like I can go like 3 years and I recite it, and it would just come back.
You know that. You know what that and to say to that. So I say things to my son, right? I say things to him because I want him to remember them. He might not get it now.
Oh, yes.
But I say things like, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Exactly.
How you do anything is how you do everything. Watch out who you are. See who you are, because how you do this is how you do everything else. And so I just like have little isms and things that I try to put in his head. And even though, because it's so crazy as humans, we feel like, oh, when you say something to somebody, they're supposed to get it right away.
Oh, yeah.
And if they don't get it right away, it's a failure. That's false.
That's not true.
That's not true. It's
You
not
gotta plant
true.
the seed.
You have to, and keep watering.
Keep watering
Like,
it.
you can't just say something to your child and think that they're going to get it right away. You got to say it over and over and over and over. Because when I'm gone, I want my son to have things to remember me by.
Yeah.
That oh man, my mom used to say, you know, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Put the condom on right or it's going to have a baby.
Real shit, though. Real shit.
But I kind of it's so crazy. So my son, he's 17. So he asked me about a couple of months ago, he said, could this girl come over to the house and spend the night? So I was like, no, nigga. Fuck no.
Right.
I would never ask my mom, could someone come, could a boy come spend the night? I would never open my mouth to even say that. I'll sneak a bitch in, though. Yeah. I'll sneak a nigga in. I'll sneak a jigga in a minute. And had a jigga gone before she wake up. So he come in and he's like, and she comes spend the night? No. And then the same girl, he asked me last night, can she come spend the night? Now, you know, my son's a senior, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, shit. I kind of do want a grandbaby. So
not you over there staging. Not you staging.
I be like Lil Wayne's mom. I don't know if you know about Lil Wayne, right?
Yeah.
Lil Wayne's mom, when Birdman got Lil Wayne, and he was in high school, Lil Wayne's mom, and Lil Wayne tells this story himself. Yeah. His mom said to him, you're my son, I don't know, I guess he's the only son. And she said, go get me a grandbaby then. If you about to go on tour, bring me a grandbaby because I need something. You're about to leave and I need something. Yeah. Dylan. Yeah. Go give me a grandbaby. Because I'm going to be home alone. I don't want to be, oh my God. I'm fucking 50. It's time
and you look good, by the way. She look good for 50 times.
It's time for me. I want a grandbaby. You got 30-year-olds grandbaby. You got 30-year-old grandmoms out this hoe. Yeah. Why not me? I mean, if I had got so many abortions, I probably would have a grandbaby.
Oh no. Yeah. So, that's a good thing that you brought up because my mother had the same speech with me basically. Like, you're the oldest. What we doing? But you also talked about breaking curses. Right. And so she wanted me to have a child. And I was like 25, 26. I said, I just moved here to Dallas.
I know who I am.
I'm just trying to figure this shit out. But because everyone was leaving the nest.
That's where I'm coming from. That's where
there's two sides to it. There's two sides.
And I'm like, okay, so the girl that's over there now, like, so he's like, oh no, she's going to college and she's over there right now. Right? She's at my house right now. Yeah. And so I was like, I'm not going to say her name, but I was like, so what are your majors? Do you know what your majors are? She said psychology and marketing. Oh. I said, oh, why? That seems like, because you want to get in these jiggas' head. Take that money. Yeah. She said, I said, shit. Give me a grandbaby right now. And I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Like, y'all can leave that baby. Go to school. I got the baby. I got the baby. Yes. But yeah, so I'm definitely like, damn, I want, like, my son gonna be gone. Yeah. And I'm just now, it's just getting realer. It's a realization every day. Every day is getting realer and realer. Yeah. It really is. I might become a foster mom. I don't know.
Well, I was gonna ask that. Like, would it, I know that the lineage, having it for your son, would probably be like ideal. But like, have you considered like?
Okay. Oh yeah, I have. Okay. Yeah, okay. I have. I definitely will consider being a foster mom. What? Oh. These foster kids. Because that's what I'm doing. That was shit. I'm trying to. I'm like. I don't wanna. I just don't want to, be alone. But alone is cool. You know what I'm saying? But
it gets
like,
old.
Yeah. It gets old. I don't know what God got going on, but you need to bring my man.
Bitch.
My face said bitch. Bring him.
So we've been all over. We touched on a lot of stuff today. I want
good time.
Having an amazing time with you. I'm so glad you came on the show, and we giving you a hand clap. We still on with Veda. So let's talk about like where you are right now in your career, right? And so like what does that look like? Like, you talked about where you were before and where you are now. Where do you feel God is pushing you to right now?
Stages, worldwide stages. I'll be very honest with you. I have to stop drinking.
You have to stop drinking. Why is that?
Because I have a story to tell.
Okay.
Right? So I was a 20-year Coke addict, right? 20 years. And I'm 8 years clean now. And that was a demon devil on my back.
Yeah.
Big demon in my life. But I'm also addicted to alcohol now.
Oh, wow.
So I still have an addiction.
Yeah.
And I can't get on the stage wholeheartedly and speak about that addiction that I beat when I'm still battling this addiction that I have not beat yet.
That's the thing, though. As an addict, though, you never really get rid of an addiction because you find something else to cope with.
Yeah, so I need alcohol. I can't be in this addiction for much longer.
Understood. So you're recognizing that.
There has to be a replacement. I have to replace it with. I replace Coke with alcohol. Right. So now I have to find something to replace alcohol with. But God, I'm a good storyteller, and I see light and dark. You know, I say, I said God had me raped because he knew I would have had an abortion. He was like, bitch, oh my God. I didn't even know I was pregnant until I was 4 months. Oh, wow. Because he raped me while I was knocked out, blacked out. I didn't even know I fucked him. So I didn't know God got me pregnant, not him. God put that baby in me. Yeah, I'm Mary Hard Mary. I'm Macklin, whatever the bitch name was. I'm her. I'm her, bitch. Mary. She is I. Yeah, she is I, we are we. I didn't know that I was pregnant until, because I didn't know he fucked me. So I say, God got me pregnant. Yeah. God got me pregnant. There's so many women out here that have had babies out of rape. Yeah. That need to know how to deal with it. And, I never see my son as a rape baby. Yeah. Yeah, my son. And then God also did me the favor of making that nigga look just like me. Because God was like, bitch, I ain't gonna do you a double whammy. I got you raped, but I ain't gonna, at least you gonna know what that nigga look like when you look at your son. Like, who is that nigga? Yeah. Like, God is like, nah, I ain't gonna do that to you. Like, every time I look at him, like, oh my God, who the fuck are you? Yeah. Who are you? At least he looks like me. We're twins, But I just know that there was a reason for it. Mm-hmm. There was a reason for it. Yeah. And I love my son even more because of that. Yeah. I wrap my arms around him even more.
The love for your son, though, it literally shows. It literally shows. Because even when you speak about him when you're on the air. And
it should.
And then seeing you personally. I see that wave through.
Yeah, and I think the love, because love is an action word. Yeah. It is. It's an action word. And when you love somebody, it should show. You should be able to see it. You should be able to feel it, touch it, reference it, remember it. It should be exactly what it's supposed to be. Absolutely. An action. Yep. So yeah, I love my son, to life. Mm-hmm. To life. And so I know God want me to be on stages. I'm worldwide. I am a worldwide personality. Mm-hmm. I'm very transparent. I know how to speak my truth. Mm-hmm. And I know how to find the light in the dark. So what God got for me, I'm still working on it. Yeah. I need to stop drinking.
As she drinks.
Where is my drink?
I'm working on it. So I'm starting like this. What is so crazy? So when I was in rehab for cocaine, right? Yeah. I went to rehab. It was like I would be driving to the drug dealer crying, tears out of my eyes because I didn't want to get high, but I didn't know how to not get high.
Oh, yeah.
So even though I didn't want to snort coke, I had to. Because that's all I had. That's all I had. That's all I knew for 20 years. That's how I coped with my emotions. When a nigga didn't call me back, I go get some coke. When I heard no, I go get some coke. You know, time to go to the party. Go get some coke. Oh shit, Young and the Rest is coming on. Let me get some coke.
Oh, can I get a burger cheese?
The fuck. So that was my coking mechanism.
Coking, miss.
That was my coking mechanism.
Clock the phrase. Clock in there right now.
Okay, I went to McDonald's just for the straws.
Really? Oh, wow.
Wait, that's the thing?
Yeah, because their straws were big.
I had no idea.
I would go to just get straws.
Damn.
To snort coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hello. I'm loving it.
Hey, you love it. That's good. We're not glamorous. Oh, damn.
So I know that I'm working my way out of this addiction now.
Good for
And
you.
talking about it helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. It'll happen when God see fit.
Absolutely.
But when I was in rehab, though, it was so crazy. Because I was like, y'all ain't here for alcohol? Nigga, why? There's people in there for meth, heroin, coke, crack. Nigga, you on White Zinfandel and you in this bitch? So you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me you were here for White Zinfandel? That's how I felt when I was in there, right? Then I get out and I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand how that works. But I get it because when I got out of rehab, right? So I couldn't drive, you know, Grapevine Mall, Grapevine Mills.
No.
I couldn't drive in Grapevine. I couldn't even go to Grapevine because that's where my drug dealer was. That's where he lived. So I couldn't drive there because I was triggered to go buy coke. So I stayed off of like 121, 114, 635.
All them little cross areas.
I couldn't fly for like 3 years. Because I was like, oh shit, the airport's by Grapevine. So I didn't do anything near that way because
Southwest.
I didn't want to be triggered.
You went to Dallas Love
Yeah.
This is why you hate.
So now I get it because as an alcoholic now, you're triggered riding down the road. You see Total Wine and More. You're in Tom Thumb. You see beer and wine. You know, it's there all the time. So it's a little harder to stop drinking.
Right.
Because it's in your face all the time.
Yeah.
Opposed to just not going to a certain section.
Yeah.
And you don't get triggered by your drug dealer.
Right.
You know? So.
Have you all ever experienced this? It's like going to like Tom Thumb. I say like it's like literally right before midnight. They won't serve you alcohol.
What do you mean serve you alcohol? Do they serve alcohol?
No, I mean like
they won't sell you.
Well, you're in Texas. You can't buy alcohol after 9.
So
beer and champagne is 12.
It's 12.
I've graduated. I don't even drink shit like that.
I feel like
I don't drink beer. I don't drink champagne. I don't drink wine. I only drink liquor.
Oh,
it's beyond Texas.
I'm from DC, so I moved here from DC. You can buy alcohol in DC up to 2 a.m.
Yeah, and in St. Louis is 1:30.
Liquor stores liquor stores in DC are open till 2.
I think I'm like in Miami at this particular time.
Now Miami makes sense.
I'm literally getting bottle of wine. I could not. Won't name.
But I'm just saying, like, you're gonna get it.
I mean, I got it. It's great.
It's
great.
It is what it is.
But I just because it it's been multiple times. I was like, hey, has anybody else experienced this? Like, if you're going to, it's literally
Texas is the Bible Belt. Texas is the Bible Belt. So they don't want you to act like,
we still have dry
don't buy
counties
liquor on Sunday. Like,
we still got dry counties out here.
Dry counties. Give them a little more.
Yeah.
Just water them a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. Well, as an alcoholic, cut my water off. Remember, Stars, what's that, BMF?
Mm-hmm.
What's that song you was singing? They cut your water off in BMF? What's that song he was singing? Wait, before you kill that nigga, that's the best song. Like, everybody was singing that song. He cut that water off. He cut his water off. I cut your water off. I cut your water off. I was like, cut my water off. Cut my water off. Cut it off.
Cut it off.
Don't kill me, though.
No, don't kill me.
Kill that pussy. Beat it up.
Not KO.
Wait.
Not KO.
You can't stop the rain. When it starts to fall. That's the song. You can't stop the rain. You gotta be going.
I told y'all we gonna cut up with Veda, y'all.
You ain't up on the floor yet.
She wanted us on the phone.
One of you on the floor. Bro.
See,
yeah.
Pray about that.
So y'all make some noise with Veda, y'all, because she been in a chat. We went through a whole bunch of roller coaster of emotions. Yeah, we did. Like we was up here, and then we got serious.
Yeah.
Went back up. It got serious again.
Yeah.
And we here like being light and fluffy. But guess what?
I like it like it fluffy.
Light and fluffy.
I like it like it fluffy.
But guess what? It's life.
And
attitude and all.
Life is 10% of what happens
to me, and 90% how I react to it. Y'all missed the poem. I recited the whole poem in here. It's recorded.
Like the Star Spangled Banner.
It's okay. It's recorded. It's.
I told you to send that to me too. Right?
I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
So,
my son
yeah. So you can send it to your son.
Yeah.
So, Miss Veda, how can we follow you, find you? The people that's watching, listening, how can they find you?
Veda Loca everywhere. VEDALOCA at Veda Loca. Mm-hmm. That's it.
And every platform, y'all. Y'all got that? To make sure you pull out your phones and follow her on all the platforms.
I think I renewed my GoDaddy. So
that's your domain name.
That's real life.
No, that is real life.
I'm pretty sure.
Entrepreneurs out there, y'all be knowing what GoDaddy
let me tell you something that's crazy, right? I have owned VedaLoca.com for about 15 years and never did nothing with it.
Really?
But I still have it.
You gotta do something with it. That's you, girl. That's you.
I'm waiting on
Jeremy, me neither.
I'm waiting on that ayahuasca. God's gotta talk to me. God is waiting to talk to me. Like I'm waiting on the ayahuasca. I'm sleeping. I'm snoozing like SZA, but don't snooze on her though.
No, don't sleep on her. Mm-hmm. That's my girl.
Congratulations, SZA, on that all those Grammy nominations.
Real shit.
Black girl magic.
Well, Miss Veda, we appreciate you for coming on the show. We've had such a great time. And we want you to come back. We want you to come. You should, girl. And I want to be on your shows too. Like I know
Inspirational bullshit.
Inspirational. You got to talk about it real quick.
Yeah, so that's my podcast. Inspirational bullshit. And just, I don't know. Just be there.
Drop my girl. Who
Jazzy Black. Yeah. It's so funny because Jazzy used to be on my morning show.
Right.
And then, but I met her she was, we're just working at the radio station in digital, doing digital content.
Yeah.
And then we just became friends. And then from digital, she got on my morning show and the morning show, was dismembered, but we're still friends. And like Jazzy's 30.
She has that personality.
But it's crazy because it's a podcast with a 30-year-old and a 50-year-old. and we talk about 30-year-old shit and 50-year-old shit.
And y'all meet in the middle.
And we meet in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
And we give a lot of inspiration and we transfer the bullshit.
Transfer the bullshit.
Yeah, so it's called inspirational bullshit.
I'm literally like, as both of you all are my friends, I'm like, look, that is definitely befitting.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not. I just come authentic in what I'm doing and what's going on and how I feel and raising a son. She doesn't have children. I have a child. I've had children, but they didn't make it. Sorry. I'm so glad, boy, I tell you what, if that abortion shit had a kickback in 20 years ago, I'd have 15 kids.
Oh, really?
Why?
Shit.
Why? People, cut this. Thank y'all so much for listening.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. And stop coming, or else I'll have more kids.